So today we're doing the non-tender team build. Teams had the opportunity last night to decide if they wanted to sign the remaining free agents they had in their team. I think it was actually arbitration. And if they did not, obviously those players became free agents. And there were 59 players who became free agents last night. And I'm actually pretty surprised by some of the names that popped up and became free agents. One of those being Kyle Schwarber. Kind of surprised by that one, but there were a couple others. I'm going to show you the team that I chose. We're going to hop into it, sim a season, see how it goes, maybe even rebuild the second season. But I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you do, hit that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, get in the comment section. Let me know which one of these players you think would be a good addition to your team. Or if I missed out on a player that was non-tendered last night, let me know who you'd want on your squad. So let me show you this team. All right, so pitchers were starting pitchers was a little tough. Carlos Rodon was probably the best of the bunch. You know, he's still pretty young, coming off of Tommy John, I believe. And you can see he's had okay years. He's just really kind of I just maybe needs to change his scenery, maybe just needs some more time. But you know what? That's our pitcher. Then we got Jose Urena. We all know, he's kind of infamous for throwing at Acuna. Matt Andriese, kind of the long reliever starter player for the Angels, and then a couple other players, other teams. But again, hasn't been great, hasn't been good. It's been kind of weird. Tyler Anderson. I'm all over the place. I need to. Tyler Anderson of the Giants. Speaks for itself. And then Chichi Gonzalez. That's right, Chichi Gonzalez. So bullpen was actually decent. You've got some pretty good arms out there. John Brebbia, Hansel Robles is coming off one of his better years, better couple years, I would say. You've got Archie Bradley, struggled a little bit last year in real life. Ryan Tepera, the one MVP vote, which I know he got by accident, but he had an okay year last year with the Cubs. Ryan Stanek, kind of that opener middle relief arm. You've got Jonathan Holder, who again kind of struggled a little bit. Alex Claudio, more of a lefty specialist, so this whole 3-batter minimum has kind of hurt him. And then not Ian Kennedy, he didn't get non-tendered, and that's it for the bullpen. When you move over to catchers, there really weren't too many good catchers either. You got Kurt Casale and Tony Walters. That was it. I think those were the only two. There might have been one more, but that was really it. First base, Jose Martinez, now or formerly of the Cubs, just had a bad year last year. Really struggled. Hanser Alberto was an interesting one. I didn't think the Orioles were going to let him go. Maybe the Orioles are trying to start to push in a different direction, but one of the better players for the Orioles last year. It was interesting to see him leave. I know the Orioles also traded Jose Iglesias, so maybe they're just trying to change things, start to really develop for the future. I don't really know. That was a weird move for me. Michael Franco of the Royals, he's been kind of struggling, so I could kind of see why that happened. Travis Shaw is kind of an expendable piece. He's more of a bench bat platoon guy, so I can see why that happened. Daniel Robertson, kind of that bench guy, and that's it for third baseman. And then when you look at shortstops, you got Greg Garcia. Again, with the Padres, he's kind of expendable. They kind of have different pieces that they can work with, so I can see why he was released as well. In the outfield, this is where things got a little interesting. Eddie Rosario, good lefty bat, okay fielder, but a good lefty bat. I was really surprised the Twins weren't willing to pay, 8 to 10 million for him in arbitration. That was interesting. Adam Duvall, a little bit older player, coming off kind of I don't want to say a breakout year, but a really good year. And I mean, I could see why the Braves got rid of him, but again, a little surprised by this one. David Dahl, injuries, kind of hurt him. He's coming off of not this past year, but the year before he had a pretty decent year. So I'm kind of confused why the Rockies let go of him. And then Kyle Schwarber, I mentioned as well. I was a little surprised the Cubs got rid of him. I thought he at least had some trade value if they would have kept him. So it was a little weird for me. Brian Goodwin was released by the Reds, and then Nomar Mazara by the White Sox. So that's the team. There we go. So this is kind of how the lineup's going to look. It looks okay. That Duvall, Eddie Rosario, Schwarber middle of the lineup looks pretty tasty, I would say. But the pitching rotation looks pretty bad. Yeah, the pitching rotation looks pretty bad, so I'm going to go with that. So there's that. there's the team. Budget, we're actually pretty healthy, which is pretty good. But I'm kind of interested to see where we stand in the league. We are currently ranked 25th. Okay, all right, that's an interesting one. So let's get into it. Let's see how this season plays out, and I'll see you guys at the end of it. All right, so the season went about what I expected. I didn't expect us to do well. I didn't expect us to make the postseason. We were 83-79, which, yeah, like I said, it was where I expected us to be. You know, you kind of see the ERA is pretty high. We're not ranked highly. I mean, when you looked at the team, it wasn't great, and we definitely need to turn some things around, because wow, I mean, we were actually 9 games out of the wild card. Not terrible for sure. No league leaders. I see Schwarber was kind of up there for home runs, which that's good to see. Dom Smith and Mitch Moreland for batting average. Okay, now we know this is a flawed system if Dom Smith and Mitch Moreland are at the top for average. Come on, let's not get a little too carried away here. So you got Juan Soto, and then you got Nelson Cruz, and then Kyle Schwarber was right behind him. So at least we had that. I see Eddie Rosario's up there as well for home runs. No awards for us, which is disappointing. But you know what? We weren't a good team. I didn't really expect any of those players to really pop off to the point where they would be any sort of award winners. So, all right, let's take a look here. What do we got? Ryan Stanek as a long reliever. That experiment doesn't work. You know, maybe having something like an opener would be kind of cool in franchise. Alex Claudio struggled a little bit. Archie Bradley was good. Jonathan Holder was pretty solid. Hansel Robles struggled a little bit as well. Ryan Tepera was really good, and so is John Brebbia. So kind of like half and half for the bullpen. It wasn't great, but you know, it wasn't bad by any means. Carlos Rodon, kind of like a career average year. You know, like it gets by. Matt Andres, pretty solid. You know what? That's not bad. Jose Arena, kind of like a career average year. Tyler Anderson, we're not even going to mention. And Chichi Gonzalez was better than Tyler Anderson, but still not what you want, you know. Our bench was, Travis Shaw was decent, 318 with 8 home runs and 23 RBIs. But then let's see what this is looking like. David Dahl had a good year. Why is his potential going down? I don't understand that. We've got Jose Martinez, who pretty respectable season. Kyle Schwarber, you know, kind of like a 230 average, but he hit 48 home runs, so I can't be too upset with that. Adam Duvall, okay season, pretty career average. Eddie Rosario, again, pretty normal to what he does in his like career average numbers, like average on base percentage, slugging, and OPS. Hanser Alberto, you know, like the average was good. It just looked like all he did was hit singles. Michael Franco was not bad, 23 home runs. On base percentage, 321, not terrible. What else we got? Greg Garcia, and then Kurt Casale, Maybe could have started Tony Walters instead of Kurt Casale, but you know, catchers are just kind of broken in franchise where they just don't ever do well, which is super disappointing because there's some good catchers out there that just don't do well. So let's head into the offseason. Let's see what we can do with this team. See if we can make some changes. Who we'd want to keep, who we'd want to let go, and that's it. I don't want those guys. If I do make a trade, it is going to be with players that are only on the MLB roster. I can't trade players that like weren't on the team. You know what I mean? That would be kind of like cheating. I'm going to make sure we have everybody so we don't lose like too many players in the minor league systems and we don't have a roster. Arbitration. What do we got here? I think everybody. Yeah. Maybe not Greg Garcia. Maybe not Tyler Anderson. Maybe not Chichi Gonzalez. But I feel like everybody else can definitely be part of the team. And then contracts everybody. So this is where things get a little interesting because we actually have some pretty good free agents that are available who are currently free agents. You know, like a catcher like JT Realmuto, DJ LeMahieu, Trevor Bauer, Hendricks, you know, pretty good names out there. And we do need pitching. I felt like that was an area we struggled. Definitely some offense is needed as well. Maybe a shortstop. Who's here? Didi's available. He's kind of like my go-to though. That's not Andrelton Simmons. That's Kevin Pillar. Kevin Panic. Who the hell's that? Okay. You know what? We've got some options. We've got some options to improve this team for sure. So let's see what we can do. I'll see you guys next season. We might even make a trade because I know we have a couple players that have some trade value. All right, let's start season 2 with the trade. We're going to trade Nomar Mazara and Brian Goodwin for Alec Mills. I really need a starting pitcher. That's what it comes down to. So I think that's one trade. I need to look at the team a little bit more, see what players I want to keep, what players I want to get rid of, and then see what other trades I can make. All right, the only other trade I'm going to make is for a bullpen arm in TJ Antone for Ryan Tepera. I need the lefty and Alex Claudio. I would have rather kept Tepera, to be honest, but I need the lefty. We don't have one. And then this is our team. Signed Corey Kluber, and obviously Mills was the trade, but we have Rodon, Andres, and Urania. We just brought in TJ. We got Claudio, Bradley, Jonathan Holder, Edubert Ramos from the Rule 5 draft, and Yimi Garcia to a 2-year, $3 million deal. He had a really good year last year, so I'm hoping he repeats it. And then obviously John Brebbia is going to close the door. When you take a look at the lineup, it looks the exact same, except for Duvall's going to play third. Rosario is going to be the DH. Jose Iglesias was brought in for a season on $8 million. Malik Smith was a Rule 5 pick. Luis Renifo was a free agency signing. I'm pretty sure it was a super cheap one. Yeah, $2 million. And then Tony Walters is our catcher. Not really excited about that one. I did bring in Mitch Moreland, who I feel like should somehow get into the team. Maybe like, maybe David Dahl in center, DH, and then like maybe something like that. It's not the best defensively, but you know what? I don't ever build defensively sound teams. Or defensive or strong defensive squads. I could even sign one more player. Oh, who do we want? I guess we could use an infielder. So let's go Greg Garcia, just to make him feel like he's still part of the team, you know? So that'll be the team. Again, we're not great, but I feel like this is one of those teams that is somehow going to sneak into the playoffs. It's a non-tender team. I could go out and trade, you know, David Dahl, Kyle Schwarber, get super crazy, but like those are the core parts of the team. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how this goes. So let's simulate the season. I should probably get into the regular season first. That might help. Boom. Let's make sure my team is the exact same and no changes were made to it. Doesn't look like it. Okay. You're not supposed to be here. So there was one player. Who was the one player that they didn't... Who's the one player that didn't get the call up? Greg Garcia, maybe? They changed my lineup? Why did they change my lineup? Also, Greg Garcia didn't get the call up. Why did they change my lineup, man? Oh, okay. Let me fix my lineup to what I had. Then I'll simulate the season. So I told you, we were going to be one of those sneaky teams that somehow made it. 89 and 73. We actually won the division, which is wild. Okay, I don't understand. Let's take a look. We won it by a game. Okay. The team ERA was good, but the team average, not great. We're ranked 20th. We got some really good contact, okay pitching, but then everything else is pretty garbage. So, all right. Yeah, we were the lowest winning division winner in the league. That goes to say something. And then here we go. Corey Kluber had the most wins and innings pitched. Mike Trout led the league in batting average along with Acuna. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Anybody on our squad like get anything close? David Dahl had the 12th most triples. I guess that's something that's kind of cool. I don't see any home runs, no RBIs. That's not good. You don't like seeing that. That means our offense was pretty bad. We have a Cy Young for Corey Kluber. He was third in MVP voting. Okay, that means that was a pretty solid pickup. I would say so. So, what else we got here? Anything else that was nice? No. All right, that's sadness. All right, let's see what we did here. DJ was all right. Pretty similar to what he did last year. Nothing crazy. Archie Bradley was garbage. What happened? Yeah, he pitched less innings, but like, what? That's terrible. Jonathan Holder was better. Alex Claudio was better. Love to see it. Edubert Ramos, You know, John Brebbia was really, really good. And then Yimi Garcia had 47 saves and was pretty solid. I'll take that. Corey Kluber, Cy Young for a reason. He was nasty. So was Alec Mills. Holy cow. Jeez. Carlos Rodon was really good, especially in that 3 spot. Love to see it. Was he 7 and 10? But I mean, look at that ERA and that whip. Pretty solid. Jose Urania as a 4. I'll take it. Matt Andres just fell off and disappeared and didn't do anything. All right, that's not what you like to see at all. Malik Smith is like a platoon guy. Was pretty good. 261. On base percentage 333 or 332. It was okay. I mean, platoon outfielder, you know, Luis Renifo, pretty solid. I would definitely take that for sure. Yeah, especially that like platoon guy with Howie Kendrick, definitely really solid. Definitely really solid. Jose Iglesias, really good in this leadoff role. Perfect. David Dahl, definitely took a step back. Hate to see that. Howie Kendrick, kind of rough. I might even just let Renifo take the spot. You know what I mean? And then just kind of go something like this. Jose Martinez, the power dropped off a little bit, but still pretty respectable. Eddie Rosario took a little bit of a step back. Duvall, same thing, a little bit of a step back. Mitch Moreland was still really solid, 28 home runs. Kyle Schwarber, 34 home runs. Love to see it. Pretty similar as well. And then Yachty kind of split time with Tony Walters and was okay. You know, like it's kind of difficult to change the team too much when you don't have many players that have trade value in the beginning. So, all right, we are gonna get swept. that is unfortunate, but you know what? I was more interested to see how a team of players that just recently got cut would fare in the MLB. And to be honest, we kept Dahl, Martinez, Rosario, Duvall, Schwarber, Michael Franco, Greg Garcia, Tony Walters. So like 90% of the team, and even the pitching staff was mostly players that got cut as well. So like we kept a pretty non-tendered team and took them pretty far. And we even signed some free agents that are currently free agents, like Corey Kluber's one, Yachty's one, a couple other guys. So I feel like we did a pretty good job with this team. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, get into the comment section. Let me know one of those non-tendered players that you think would do really well on your team and you hope signs for your squad. So that's it, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.